I used to be grumpy and find little things bigger than they really are. And I got to associating with people who were positive, and I got to learning that positivity is an expression of faith. Well, I didn't want to be left out of the picture, and so I read Norman Vincent Peale and I listened to Joel Osteen. I don't bother much with the theological problems in positive thinkers like that. I just say I know I need to be positive, and when I'm positive, I feel good. When I get grumpy, well, I feel grumpy. I've loved the mystics and the fathers of the church. I suppose St. Francis stands out as my model. He lived to be only in his 40s, but he knew how to live. And the essence of his living was giving. He tells the most astonishing stories, like the one about taking his disciples and going from place to place in the course of a day and begging bread and trying to be nice to people and all of the rest. But he had announced at the outset of the day that they were going to go into town and back home preaching the gospel. But when they got back, one of the disciples said, I thought we were going to preach the gospel. And St. Francis said, yes, we did every step of the way. Use words only if necessary. So it was his life. You know, St. Paul says, pray without ceasing. Well, that's the way you pray without ceasing. And it's a blessed way to live. Well, if ever you needed prayers now, oh dear, you have so many crises, so many problems. They range from money to physical health. And if you get to focusing on those negatives, you've got a problem, because you become the big negative, far more negative than the negatives that have challenged you. If you want to live beyond that, for goodness sake, see what's good in everything. And there always is some good in everything. When I taught preaching, we had great fun in our practicums. And even though some of the sermons were really very bad, I refused to use that language. Well, what I did was to find what was good. And there's always something good in every sermon you hear. Some of my listeners won't believe that, but that's true. There's always something good in every sermon. So I focus on that, and then I go to the negatives, because people have to face their negatives. But if they face their negatives with a positive spirit, they can overcome them. But they sure can't. You know, I could have ruined a lot of people who were studying for ministry by jumping all over them negatively. And I'm afraid some professors of speech have done that, which is very sad to me. You can ruin somebody, just demolish their self-esteem. I refuse to do that.